The name is a bit of an odd one, but Dominion Rules 3rd Edition is an open source role-playing game, not in the ORC or OGL capacity or whatever the fuck kind of bullshit SRD derivative game people are shilling this week, but it's an open source game, completely free and available on their website. The game itself has been around since 1999, and with some small issues in the late 2000s, has been managed by MAB, the mysterious anonymous benefactor. No names are ever given, no people are assigned, just someone who maintains the game and its site, and that's all that's really necessary. But what is this game? Well, at its core, it's a bundle of rules about playing a fantasy game, but it's somewhat of a toolbox at the end of the day. At its absolute basics, though, it's a D12 roll under system. 99% of your actions are going to be based around your core 6 attributes: vigor, agility, stamina, intuition, intellect, and luck. Most are actually pretty straightforward to understand, but luck is unique as it handles lucky breaks. If you manage to get some advancement points, you can burn one away to get a bonus to whatever attribute or skill you're using. Pretty handy, but none of these attributes are ever going to be really high. To make a character, you're going to roll d12 3 times and take the average amount of points. So you'll be working with about 1 to 4 in most of your attributes. With our example of 21, we'd only have 7 points to distribute among all of our attributes. Now we get into the composite stats. Composites are average of 2 of your attributes: combat, priestcraft, and witchcraft. Most characters actually only need to worry about combat with their vigor and agility. After that, you get some advancement points, buy your skills, abilities, and stuff. It is that your attributes are not really ever going to change. So let's say we have an intellect of 4. Our medical, literacy, heraldry are all defaulted to 4. So our skills don't start too high, but even reaching past 6 or 7, they start being very competent and good. With 8 to 15 AP per session and infinite growth, characters develop really quickly. Once you get this, the rest of the game actually clicks fairly easily. Most everything you do is going to be a skill roll in one of the handful of skills available to you. The rest is where things start getting a little bit weird. Sometimes skills are not treated the same, as they are going to be now flat modifiers to a d12 roll. You can still fail that d12 roll. You roll a 12 on it, of course, sometimes. Let's talk combat. After you determine your timing, you'll declare your strategies from slowest to fastest. So let's say I want to attack you and you want to attack me. We're both swinging at one another and we'll both need to roll under our melee weapon skill to do it. Pretty easy to understand, but if I want to attack you twice, I'd have a -1 to all of my actions. In theory, you can string as many actions as you want together in a single turn, but it quickly becomes pretty unreasonable after 2 or 3 different actions. But then dodging, oh lord, dodging and parrying and the rest of the offense. Let's say I want to dodge your attack. We're not making opposed rolls necessarily, I make a dodge skill check. If I succeed, I'm going to put a penalty on all attacks made against me that round, potentially nullifying results should it be good enough. But you're stuck with all the actions as well. Dex guys win again sometimes. Oh no! I've been stabbed. Injury in Dominion Rules is somewhat brutal because it's actually insane. Injury is a penalty to all skills. If it's greater than one of your skills, then you're partially incapacitated. If it's higher than all of your combat skills, you're out of the fight entirely. Okay, nothing too odd, but that's also a lie, because you also have your injury stat, which is equal to your withstand injury skill, and is also your over health before you start taking any real damage. Full damage calculation is actually attack roll minus your withstand injury roll, but these are also skills and you can fail or succeed poorly at. Weapons and armor are simply bonuses to these. But here's the thing, as we zoom past the extensive priestcraft, witchcraft sections for time reasons, but as a quick summary, priests have skills that do priestly things, witchcraft has a extensive amount of spells and abilities, and the abilities to make your own spells and abilities. Because that's ultimately what Dominion Rules is all about, doing your own thing with it. The game is open source in the truest sense and allows you to modify things however you want. Is there a setting? Well, no, there was at one point though, but now it's just a fantasy world. It's a generic system in the goopy middle of the true genre game and a toolbox, one that has a flavor of what it wants, but enough resources to let you do whatever you want with it. I may seem fairly harsh on it, but it's an easy game to could pick up. It's free, and you can teach it in about 5 minutes to even the most terminally brain dead. With some elbow grease, you can adapt it to quite a few different things. With a lot more, I wouldn't be surprised if you could mangle this thing into a different shape entirely, because that's what I like about it. It's charming in its ways, and maybe there's something you can do and make a bit more content from this little relic in the early 2000s. My name is Notepad, and this was Dominion Rules 3rd Edition. If you like what I do here, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And many thanks to the Gwendolyn Merchant Association for their continued support. Godspeed, and good luck.